difficult surface, I suppose, to try and win a match on, but now you've got to think of Adelaide. What do you need to fix before you get there?
Yeah, I mean, there's enough time to reflect and to get one or two things right for Adelaide. I felt that we were ahead of the game going into day 4, 42 for 3. We just never quite backed up well enough on day 4. Michael and Cowan played really well, took the game to us, and we didn't quite respond in the way that I've got used to our guys responding. I think there's a few things to improve on. All in all, I think for me a draw is probably an even reflection of the way the surface played and both teams.
There's a bit of criticism of South Africa around here that you let the game drift at certain points. Would you agree with that?
No, I felt that the rain break probably put us a little bit under unnecessary pressure. I mean, we experienced a very big injury to JP Dumi in the game, which put us under a little bit of pressure in terms of picking him as a spinner. We were battle light, and I think we just didn't hit our straps with the ball. I think certainly 450 was a good total. Winning the toss and batting was a little bit damp on the first two batting days that we had. And then it dried out nicely, and certainly Michael and Cowan transferred that pressure onto us, and we could have responded a little bit better. But I expect our bowlers to do that in the future.
Graeme, you mentioned not responding in the way that you're used to the team responding. Can you put your finger on maybe why that was? I mean, there were a couple of things like a lot of no balls and that sort of thing.
Yeah, no balls played a big role in the game. It's probably the highest scorer of the game, I think. It's certainly from our perspective, it's not acceptable, and the guys know that. I think there's a good personal responsibility there, and it's something that does need to be improved on. I mean, certainly it's potentially 70 for 4 overnight on what was it, day 3. I mean, there was a great opportunity for us, and certainly we took sort of that into our bowling the next day and never sort of just meandered along.
Graeme, when you were batting, there was, I think, a bird flew across the pitch, and then all of a sudden James Pattinson was sort of in your face. What was going on there?
I don't know. There was a lot of noise. I didn't really make out what was being said, but it's no different, I guess, to any of the other games, really.
Yes, over there, to that.
Sure. You're heading to Adelaide. Do you think the way that Australia responded, they'll go there in a very positive frame of mind, in considering you had them on the roast, basically 4 for 30 or 3 for 40 or whatever, and 450 up?
I would think that both teams have things that they need to work on and get right, and will have things that they'll be positive about in this game. So I say probably a draw is an even reflection of the way the game played. I don't think the surface sort of lived up to the hype of the build-up, and there were a lot of good hundreds scored in the game. A lot of players batted really well. And I think probably a few reflections on maybe certainly our bowling. I know we can definitely raise our level a lot than what we showed in this game, and I'm looking forward to that.
Graeme, I was just about to ask you about your bowlers looking forward. Can you put your finger on perhaps why they didn't perform as everyone would have expected here?
I just don't think we backed up well enough. We certainly had periods where we were good, and then we just certainly lost our way a little bit and didn't really bowl well enough in partnerships to create enough pressure on Australia's batting. Certainly on day 4, I think the surface played well, and Michael certainly played aggressively. We had one or two, certainly that morning session, we had 1 or 2 half chances that could have easily gone to hand, but I think all in all, I cannot complain about our bowlers. I mean, majority of the time they rock up and they perform extremely well. I mean, and hopefully that will happen in Adelaide again.